Tom Thibodeau just sent Knicks fans a serious message as the New York Knicks now have a 9-man rotation as Landry Shamet has been integrated in with 9 players on the Knicks playing 10-plus minutes for the first time this season, with Mel Bridges looking better than ever and OG Anunoby maybe hopefully soon getting a drop in his minutes so he doesn't burn out, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as usual, and if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe. It helps us out a ton. 31% of people are subscribing. Again, thank you for 10K. It's been a bit now, but still it feels amazing. Guys, we are trying to get to 12.5K at least before the playoffs begin, and 15K by my birthday, June 25th. I believe. Let's get that out there. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe. But let's jump into this. Landry Shamet is now playing with the New York Knicks, and not just on the New York Knicks. He is getting minutes as Tom Thibodeau has sent New York Knicks fans a very serious message that he is now open and willing to playing guys in a 9-man rotation, which could change everything for the New York Knicks. As the Knicks, it was just a sheer dire need of a team that desperately needed to go out there and have a bigger rotation. And Tom Thibodeau, maybe he was told to by Knicks president Leon Rose, or maybe he just had the idea himself, which is very possible. He has made adjustments around this time of the year before. And maybe what we're seeing now is the New York Knicks completely figuring out a 9-man rotation and Tom Thibodeau showing more trust in the team. As we could see here, the New York Knicks, when they beat the Atlanta Hawks, look, the minutes were still high. Jalen Brunson played a ton of time. Josh Hart played 37 minutes, which is honestly fine for Josh Hart. Karl-Anthony Towns played 37 minutes. Mel Bridges played 27 minutes and a huge break for him where he had a phenomenal game. OG Anunoby playing 41 minutes is concerning, but that's not something we usually have seen from OG. I know he plays some of the most minutes in the NBA in the top 3 with Mel Bridges and Josh Hart, but still, this could be a sign the Knicks are taking a turn for the better as Landry Shamet got in there and got real minutes and showed some success in there as well, which could be helpful for the New York Knicks as well, while his defense was a very pleasant surprise, which could lead the Knicks to now what we're seeing in a 9-man rotation right here. And Mitchell Robinson, someone who will be coming off the bench for the Knicks, still not back. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a 10-man rotation, but we're seeing Tom Thibodeau start to utilize the bench a bit more, and I am so excited about this. Also, on a side note, I think Mitchell Robinson coming back will also relax the minutes of OG Anunoby a little bit, as OG has been playing a lot of power forward this season, and the Knicks can slide Karl-Anthony Towns there and Mitch to the center, which could just lead to more time off the court for OG, which would help him, as we've seen it already help Mel Bridges in the one game that happened. Now, Ian Begley mentioned that 9 players played at least 10 minutes against the Hawks as Landry Shamet was back in the rotation after being out in recent games. And is this a sign of a new rotation from Tom Thibodeau? We'll find out more when the Knicks play in Brooklyn tonight, Tuesday, January 21st. And Tom Thibodeau even spoke on OG Anunoby in the minutes he played and how well he has been playing as a defender, which has led to these heavy minutes, saying, when you look at what's being asked of OG Anunoby, he's a primary defender with versatility. So I think that you condition your body to what you want to do. So it's a credit to him for what he did in the offseason. The same can be said for Josh and Mikael. When you look at Jalen and Kat, their average minutes are well below most primary scorers as primary scorers are, and that's a credit to them. He's not wrong. Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns don't play too many minutes. I've said this before. They don't. They play similar minutes to guys who absolutely are 2 of the best players in the NBA. They play a lot of minutes because of that. They're not playing absurd minutes. The guys playing absurd minutes are Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Mel Bridges. And Mikael just played 27 minutes against the Atlanta Hawks after the Knicks had a day off, which is such a huge sign already. On top of that, what we're also seeing is OG Anunoby play 41 minutes, but that's not something we're going to see when Mitchell Robinson comes back because it leads to more bigger bodies out there. And also with Landry Shamet coming in, the Knicks can run some small ball using Josh Hart at that power forward position because Josh Hart just plays the winner position, as Steve Kerr said. And also with all these guys coming back, with Mitchell Robinson coming back as well, it could lead to Josh Hart's minutes going down with having Landry Shamet also, because they're not in as dire need of Josh Hart's rebounding once Mitchell Robinson is on the court for the New York Knicks, especially having Precious Achiuwa as well. well. This is so big for the Knicks because it's going to help them stay rested for the playoffs. And we're going to see a New York Knicks team that's more well-rested, and they can play harder for the lesser minutes that guys like Mikal, like OG, like Josh Hart are out there when they're clearly being played just an absolute ton of minutes. Now, taking a look at OG Anunoby's numbers, the man has been a workhorse for this team. He's shooting 34% from three, which is down, but the rest of his numbers look great. 16 points per game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, getting 1.3 steals per game, and a block per game as well. The man's playing phenomenal defense. His corner three-point shooting could absolutely be better, but OG has been very good for the New York Knicks this season, and it's such a good sign to see how things are working here. Now, guys, real quick before we continue, there is just something I want to talk about. No, this is not an ad read, I promise, but it kind of is. Guys, if you guys like the content that I'm putting out, make sure to subscribe to Yankees Digest and Jets Digest. You can find me on those channels as well. I just wanted to say that real quick. Let's get back into the video, though. The New York Knicks, their 9 top points per game guys on the season is their rotation as of yesterday. Now, Jalen Brunson leads the team. Karl-Anthony Towns is right there as well. And you see all the way down, you go to Landry Shamet at the 2 some odd points per game, where you also have Achua and Cameron Payne and Deuce McBride there. And you see a team that's a fine bench. I mean, Miles McBride, Cameron Payne, Precious Achua, Landry Shamet's not a bad bench, especially with Mitchell Robinson coming back from an injury. He'll be back around the second week of January, or second week of February, excuse me. And that'll be a very, very good sign for the Knicks as well, as they could even expand their bench a little bit more. They have more bench versatility to use from a game-to-game basis. It makes Jericho Sims expendable to where the New York Knicks could make a trade for a wing using Jericho Sims in a video that I am going to drop soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm probably going to record that minutes after I record this video, but this one's coming out basically instantly. Look, this is absolutely great for the New York Knicks. They have gotten it together, and it's working out so well for them. Now, yes, Mikal Bridges still plays the most minutes per game in the NBA. 38.7 is a lot, but it is going slightly down, which is a good sign that Mikal Bridges could get easing off on the minutes. And look what happened when Mikal didn't play too heavy of minutes. He still went crazy scoring, going 12 for 17 from the field, hitting mid-ranges like crazy, and also locked up Trae Young. I mean, he locked up Trae Young. He made Trae Young's life hell. 8 for 22 from the field, 8 for 22 from the field, just made Trae Young's life miserable on the MSG floor, which was a very, very nice thing to see. Now, take a look at how Tom Thibodeau talked about Mikal. He said Trae Young's such a tough cover, and there's a million pick and rolls you have to defend. Sometimes you can defend them really well, and he can make a shot. So I thought Mikal Bridges was really disciplined. You have to be that, and he kept going. Tom Thibodeau shouting out Mikal Bridges, and you know Bridges is such a Tibbs player, loves playing heavy minutes, wants to play every minute of the game, never wants to come out. The man just loves basketball, and an elite defender, and we're seeing Bridges now kind of figure it out. Something about Mikal Bridges here, guys, which is interesting to think about, is the fact that we know how dangerous Mikal Bridges is when he's in his role that works. He's trying to find this role of, once again, be a primary defender while also having some of that offense that he had in Brooklyn. The Knicks need him to be a hybrid of what he was in Phoenix and what he was in Brooklyn. Basically, still that same elite defender from Phoenix, but also show more of that shot creation that he saw in Brooklyn. Basically, the biggest, most important role of his NBA career now that he's in his prime, and that's what he's owed. The Knicks gave up 5 first-round picks for the guy, and Bojan Bogdanovic, that's what Knicks fans expect, and we saw that last night. We've seen this time and time again now with Mikal. His defense has gotten better all season long. His offense has gotten better all season long. Mikal Bridges has gotten better all season long as he's truly figuring out how to make things work with the New York Knicks. And it's just been clear success for Mikal. The man looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm so excited for the way Mikal Bridges is playing basketball right now for the New York Knicks. I think it's such an excellent sign with where the Knicks are at. Now, Mikal Bridges also talked about the way he played, and he said, that's what I'm here for when he was asked about guarding the lead ball handler every game. That's what I get paid for. And it's like I always said, I got my teammates behind me, so it's never just me against that guy. So it's a team defense, and I try my best to disrupt. Well, Mikal Bridges has been awesome this season after a slow start. 18 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, half a block per game, getting a steal per game, 35% from 3, 49% from the field, 44% on corner threes. Mikal Bridges has absolutely been that guy for the New York Knicks this season. And look, he wants that matchup. He wants that tough matchup. He wants to be guarding the best player on the opposing team. He loves that kind of stuff. That's the kind of guy Mikal Bridges is. And you saw him. He was talking trash to Trae Young. Mikal Bridges is a massive trash talker. If you guys want to hear more about that, read James Edwards' article on it. He's got it up there. You can find it on The Athletic. Awesome, awesome article. I would heavily recommend it. I believe it's free also, so take that as you will. But that's actually probably a lie. But, still, try to check it out the best you can. Look, Mikal Bridges is an absolutely excellent New York Knick, and he's showing it more and more. And it's one of the reasons why the Knicks have been flowing. Like, yes, they're not playing great basketball as of January, but it feels like they're getting it back together after a little bit of a few bumps in the road, and that happens with every good team. They sometimes hit a few bumps in the road. The Knicks absolutely can still go out there and hit that Phil Jackson 40-20 rule of getting 40 wins before 20 losses, and if they do that, that's apparently the marking according to Phil Jackson, and we should take what Phil Jackson says with a grain of salt after what he did to the Knicks. But it is of the markings of a potential true contender, and the stats back it up that that's usually the case. Look, I love the way the Knicks are flowing right now. I love that Tom Thibodeau is using this bigger rotation. I think it's just showing huge, huge signs of success for the New York Knicks. I love that they're playing these 9 guys. I think this should be the 9-man rotation. And once Mitchell Robinson comes back, I'd like to see a 10-man rotation, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. It is still Tom Thibodeau. We know how the man operates. We know he's not going to want to run a 10-man rotation, but a 9-man rotation I am more than happy with, and I think it is an excellent idea for the New York Knicks. I do think the Knicks are going to trade Jericho Sims for something, and I think that could lead to some more wing/forward depth, which could lead to even a few more minutes off for our key guys that could use more of a rest. I'm so excited to see how the rest of the season and the trade deadline plays out. So guys, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe. Also check out Yankees and Jets Digest if you want. If you're not interested, no harm, no foul. Just wanted to give myself a little bit of a plug. Guys, have a great day. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, and go Knicks.